For the ultimate no-compromises compact gaming PC, look no further than the Obsidian Series 250D from Corsair. Click now to learn more. It's as though Gigabyte is determined to have all of their cards look pretty much the same. It's yet another day and yet another Windforce graphics card from Gigabyte. So this one is the GTX 780 Ti Windforce. It's clocked at 1020 megahertz base clock, 1085 megahertz boost clock. It's got 3 gigs of 7 gigahertz GDDR5 memory on a 384-bit bus. And unlike the 290X Windforce, it is pretty much the same price as other OC cards. It's actually only about a $20 adder over a reference-cooled, reference-clocked card, making it a very interesting option. It's got a massive 6-heat pipe triple fan cooler with their triangle cool, slanted airflow redirection block with a max cooling capacity of 450 watts, although guys, it should be noted that not all Windforce cards use this exact cooler. This particular one is very, very strong, 450 watts, like I said. It has a 6-pin and an 8-pin PCI Express connector on the top, and then that's pretty much it up there. PCI Express 3.0 16X connector on the bottom. At the back, we find not a whole lot, except we did notice that this card uses a reference PCB, so in spite of the clock speed and cooler differences, it has the same PCB as a reference GTX 780 Ti, so that's a 6+ 2-phase power design. It supports the usual NVIDIA technology, so that's SLI up to 4-way with those 2 connectors on the top, GPU Boost 2.0, CUDA, PhysX, GeForce Experience, so that's gameplay recording and streaming, as well as the all-new G-Sync, which finally has some sweet monitors to go along with it. Inside the box, the usual stuff's included, a couple adapters, anti-static bag, driver disk, etc., but what we're really interested in is the performance of this card. With GPU Boost 2.0, performance is directly affected by the GPU temperatures, and that should, in theory, result in better clock speeds both at stock and overclocked settings. At stock, this was definitely the case, although likely due as much to the much higher base clock of the card as anything else. But we overclock all of our cards before testing, and what we discovered is that while the card ran relatively cool and quiet, we did not get a lucky chip, and the card actually didn't overclock as well as our reference 780 Ti. Bear in mind that our reference 780 Ti is a bit of a beast. We were lucky on that one. But in general, let this be a lesson to you. In the silicon lottery, there is no sure thing. We have found that reference cards usually lose, and non-reference cards usually win when it comes to overclocking performance, but here's the proof that there are exceptions. I'll hand this over to Luke to deliver the bad news.
With this card, it seems like we hit a luck of the draw case. Our reference card seems to be quite fast, and with this card, if I tried to make it as fast as our reference card, we actually had some problems with artifacting and screen glitches and some pretty serious issues. It wasn't going to run that fast. I was hitting power and voltage limits like crazy, and I just couldn't go any higher. There may or may not be some voltage mods out there that you could try if you run into this on your own, but I'm not going to go there. It performed actually quite well, just not as fast as our reference card, and the main thing that I liked about it, considering I couldn't make it go any faster, was actually how quiet and how low temperature it was. It was really not that loud at all. It was really hard to hear, which is a good thing, and it usually sat around like 70 degrees, which is actually really solid for a graphics card. So that was totally fine. Like and dislike the video as always in the comments below. Are you interested in something like this, a reference design with an aftermarket cooler on it, or are you someone who's going more for aftermarket PCB and aftermarket cooler? Say that on the forums below and you'll get more interaction there, which is great. And as always, subscribe to Linus Tech Tips. And if you're on the forum, check out the PC gaming section where the Star Citizen group is. We have now become official and we want to hit those upper echelons. We're currently the 16th in the world for largest Star Citizen team. We want to get up there a little bit more. So see you guys there.